Hello, welcome back to my channel, Owen English Teacher. Today, a greatest personality is here, is a great teacher, an influencer, an excellent writer, and is a, international blog writer also. Yes, now he is with us. He is none other than JVL Narasimha sir from Mumadivaram of Andhra Pradesh, and is a well-known person in our teaching community. Today, I feel very happy to interact with him. Yes, the topic is how to teach slow learners and low learners. Sometimes in class 7th, 6th, some students are they are not able to speak or they are not able to read. So how we can teach those low learners or slow learners? Please share your experience, sir.
Traditionally, we call those who can't speak and read and write are called slow learners and low learners. Now, the modern linguists ask us not to call them so because they are not slow learners or low learners, or they are differently able learners. Because ASC Goddess says that there are 9 kinds of intelligences. They are called multiple intelligences. They are generally called linguistic intelligence, mathematical intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, social intelligence, natural intelligence, and spatial intelligence. And there are 2 other intelligences. According to him, it's very bad on the part of teachers or educationists or some others to label some children as slow learners or not intelligent and this and that. For example, even Einstein was a slow learner. You
Yes.
should learn that.
Also, yes.
Yeah.
Thomas Alva Edison also the same. Yeah.
Yes, when Einstein was not doing anything and he was thinking, yes, he was thinking alone and he was thinking about something else, and he was not listening to the teacher. Actually, according to the teacher, he was definitely the slowest learner in the class. So he sent a letter along with the student to his mother that your son was a slow learner, so I sent him back. So his mother sent the letter back with the note that you can't teach my son, but I can teach my son. So now you can understand. So in fact, Einstein's teacher was his mother. And he started learning by himself. So all these labels are useless and also sometimes very derogatory, and they will spoil the confidence of the students. So even my professor K. Anandan says that we can't label them. So for example, think of me, I'm very good at languages. I can speak English and Telugu well. I can write poetry both in Telugu and English. Of course, I can make speeches both in English and Telugu. But I'm not so good at computers. I'm not so good at technical knowledge. For example, I can't drive well. I can't drive a car. It does not mean that I'm not intelligent. Simply because some person drives a car cannot be called intelligence. These are different intelligences, different skills. So then what should we do? As you say, there may be 10 or 15 students in the class. Of course, they are not so efficient as far as linguistic intelligence is concerned. What should we do? They may not respond very easily if you write on the blackboard. They may not respond something if they are asked to read. So we have to involve them in different activities like mimicry, mime, dialogue, and so on. Of course, they may not write and read, but if you ask them to follow a dialogue, definitely they will imitate it. They will listen to it because they are able to speak, but they are not able to read and write. One who is able to speak can do anything. So you have to make use of their ability and involve them in other activities. Others will inspire them, and others will motivate them, and others will help them to learn. So that's why a teacher should not resort to same type of teaching, monotonous teaching, stereotype teaching all the time. He has to use different teaching aids. He has to use the natural resources. He has to, the classroom resources. There are many resources in the classroom. Even some students in the classroom are resources themselves. For example, when I wanted to make a choreography for the poem Duck and the Kangaroo, actually I wrote the script myself only. The students came forward and they enacted the poem themselves. I was wondered how they could do that, because I didn't teach any of them, I didn't guide them anything, but they could do. That is the greatness about learners. Of course, because of them, even the so-called learners came forward and they started doing the mime or choreography. So you can ask me another question.
The same question, sir. Actually, recently I have attended a school complex. I was the DRP there, no, research person. So many teachers asked me, because in our classroom, some students are there, even 6th and 7th standard, they can't read, they can't speak, they can't understand. So how should we teach, and what are the tips and techniques and strategies we have to follow? So they posed some questions, they felt some questions regarding this connection. No, that's the reason, and I asked you, sir, and you responded very well, sir. And thank you, sir. Thank you for coming to my live session. Thank you for sharing your experience, making everything. Yeah, regarding this question, sir.
Please,
thank you, sir.
I'd like to conclude just one incident that happened in my class. There was a student in class actually doesn't know how to write the alphabet correctly. That's a fact. Actually, he was studying 9th class. Actually, came to the other class from one to class to another. Of course, in routine. But actually, I saw him and I took it a challenge. So I wrote 15 words on the blackboard and asked him to look at them. And I started pronouncing the words. For example, marriage, table, teacher, student, paper, pencil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I give numbers and also letters. I asked them to listen to them concentratedly, and then I started asking. For example, where is school? Actually, he said that 5. Where is the class? It is 7. That means he was able to identify the number and the word. So then I asked my headmaster actually and to observe it. In the beginning, the headmaster didn't believe it, but when he saw with her own eyes, he started believing that even the slow learners can be taught by this association method. Of course, he doesn't know what is A and what is B and what is C. He cannot identify them. But when we write them in the words, they can identify the word, even if that is called graphic reading. Actually, graphic reading means you cannot know all the letters, but one may identify the words. Even there is another kind of reading that is called organic reading. Organic reading means when we identify something that is so personal to us. For example, there are different types of soaps like Lux, this and that. When we read Lux, it is our personal or interesting brand. We read it happily with the feeling that it's mine. That is called organic reading. So we have to implement graphic and organic reading in our classroom. Then even the slowest learners can learn. In fact, they are not the slowest learners. They are differently able learners. They only lack the linguistic competency. Or
yes, sir. Yes, sir. In that junction, you have to use authentic material so that we can make it, sir. Actually,
and if you can compensate that, they will be better than us. Even my batchmates, for example, when I was studying 10th or so, 50 years ago, I was one of the brightest students. And there were some other dull students in the back benches, but they became engineers and I became only a teacher. So you don't label them as slow learners. It's a very ridiculous. No. Now, most of the slow learners and the back benches became better than me. So
okay,
I don't
believe. Yes, sir. In the junction, we can say, sir, child is father of man. We can make it alter. Yeah, child is not a father of man because one can change. Yeah.
That's a you should, as a resource person, you shouldn't believe these labels. Definitely has got some. Of course, there are some mentally retarded persons. They are slow. That's a different matter. Yeah. But these
Yes,
guys
sir.
are not slow learners. They are very fast in different aspects. For example, you talk about cinemas, you talk about other politics, they are very fast. But
Yeah.
when they come to learning, they may be slow. That is maybe lack of interest, the lack of some kind of intelligence, but not all kinds of intelligence. They are very, very
Yes, sir, yes.
intelligent. So, label them slow learners.
I very much satisfied with your answer. The answer is very apt, very accurate, very correct, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay,